I have chocolate covered espresso beans and I almost just knocked them over. Hey babes. So, it's Monday, you know what that means. It's time to talk about F1. Even though this video is going to be coming out on Tuesday, so it's Tuesday, you know what that means. It's time to talk about F1. Wow, I'm not doing good with intros today. Let's do it. So, if you didn't already hear my predictions, these are my predictions for the Mexican Grand Prix. Mexican Grand Prix, I predicted Valtteri Bottas win, Max beats Lewis, Lance DNFs, Gasly top 5, and Lando in points. Those were my 5 predictions for this race. And yeah, let's see what happens. Oh, Daniel Ricciardo. Daniel Ricciardo's start was so good. Bruh. Max, see, I told you. I knew it. I knew Max was going to do it. Was going to pull ahead. I just knew it. I had a feeling. Also, I was like trying to will it into happening because I want to see. Thank you for following. I wanted to see Max. I still want to see Max win the championship. Bruh. Me before the race being like, wow, job security really does wonders for a driver. Like, Bottas has been doing so well. I think he's gonna win. Bad day to predict Bottas winning. Should I go put on my Daniel Ricciardo hat now, or... Holy, there's so much happening! No front wing on Daniel Ricciardo. That's insane. I've only been watching F1 since 2017. So I've only been following since 2017. But I really enjoy it. I don't know. It's kind of fun that people like to listen to me talk about F1 because I didn't think people would enjoy it, but there's like a huge F1 community, which I didn't know about because until like recently, it wasn't really, nobody in America really watched. Still, it's not that popular in America. So I didn't know there's like whole F1 communities and stuff, which is really cool. I'm not part of any because I'm antisocial. I don't know how to talk to human beings, so I can only talk to my cats. But anyway, yeah. So it wasn't until like more recently that I found out there was like actually people who care about F1 because like I was mentioning it on stream once and someone's like, "Oh, I love F1. You should talk about it." And I was like, "Okay." So I started talking about it on stream and then I started like making YouTube videos for it too. And I had no idea there was like anyone who would care. But I'm glad people do. I was like, okay, this is what I think's gonna happen because I predicted Lance Stroll DNF. I was like, Lance Stroll, great start. However, Yuki Tsunoda's there. He crashes right into Yuki, and Lance is out of the race, but Yuki is okay, and he continues the race. You know, I wasn't so wrong about what would happen. Yuki was involved in a crash, except it wasn't Lance Stroll, and Yuki's out of the race. So that was like before the race started. I was on one. I also said turn 1 Gasly straight into Perez. I knew that wasn't gonna happen, but I was like, imagine the drama on F1 Twitter if Gasly crashed into Perez turn 1. That'd be so funny. I didn't think it would actually happen, but the drama on F1 Twitter would be so much fun to go through, but you know. With a Haas, and then you see the AlphaTauri coming into shot on the left hand. Not my boy Esteban, come on. That was crazy. Hold on, let's watch it again. Let's watch it again. Everyone just went flying over Esteban. That's so scary. That's terrifying. Poor Yuki. He qualified well, then had to start from the back because of engine penalty. I feel bad for him. He had 2 good races too. He had a good race in America, he had a good race in Turkey. And now he's out of the race, and it's so unfortunate just because he qualified well. Should have been a better weekend for Yuki, but I love Lance so much. Oh my god. My boy. There's Russell. Ugh. Feels bad, man. Do whatever Hamilton doesn't do, for sure. Let's go, Leclerc. Yes! That was such a good pit stop! Wow. 2.2 and 2.3 seconds. Perez got so close to Hamilton so many times. And there were like some really great battles for like in midfield too. It wasn't just like the front runners who had good battles. There's like a lot going on. Hey! Yes! Max Verstappen! He first driver to have 3 wins in Mexico. Hey! It's so close still, though. Like, if Max DNFs and Lewis wins, Lewis is winning the championship again. It's crazy! So, most of the grid was lapped. And Mazepin was lapped 3 times. 1 point separates the constructors. Up until, like, now, I was convinced Max is gonna win, but Mercedes, they've got this. They're going to win the constructors, like, for sure, for sure. But now, I think Red Bull can do it! With Checco getting so comfortable in the car now. I can't believe the season's almost over. Alright, so guess I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I vote for... Should I tell you guys who I voted for driver of the day? If I tell you guys who I voted for driver of the day, will you promise not to judge me? No promises? Okay, then I'm not telling you. You guys don't get to know who I voted for driver of the day then. So, my predictions, obviously, Bottas did not win. Max did in fact beat Lewis. Pierre did in fact get top 5. Lando did in fact get into points. So, the only things I got wrong were Lance DNFing and Butts winning. So, this is not so bad. Okay, I still think Max was the driver of the weekend. If Bottas had won, he would have been driver of the weekend for me, but I still think Max was driver of the weekend. I know it's Perez's home race. I know Perez did well. He did, but he was not my driver of the day or my driver of the weekend. So, Max gets driver of the weekend for sure for me. Red Bull, Max definitely did better than Perez. Perez did great. They both did really well. That's the thing. I don't want anyone to be like, oh, but Perez did well too. Yeah, I know. Perez did great. I'm not saying he didn't. Just Max did better. For Mercedes, obviously Lewis. And it's not Bottas' fault. But, you know, it's not his fault, but it happened, so... AlphaTauri, obviously, Pierre Gasly gets it. Even if Yuki would have finished in points, maybe I would have given it to Yuki. Yeah, maybe I would have given it to Yuki if he did well enough. For the whole weekend from Ferrari, Carlos qualified better, but his race wasn't... Sainz qualified 6th, and Leclerc qualified 8th, I think, because Daniel Ricciardo was splitting them. But then Leclerc finished ahead of Sainz. I'll give it to Leclerc, even though he qualified lower. Aston Martin, Seb gets it. He had a better race. He had a better weekend. Lance, in qualifying, crashed. So, and started from all the way in the back, because he was already starting from the back because of a penalty, but he started all the way in the back. So yeah, Seb had a pretty lonely race in 7th. Alfa Romeo, Kimi. Gio was doing well, and then he finished in 11th. He finished just outside of points again. He finished just outside of points again. The Alpine, Fernando. I know Ocon got into Q2, and Fernando didn't, but Fernando had a better race, so I'd give it to Fernando overall. McLaren, Lando gets it. Just Daniel Ricciardo had an incident first turn, the first lap. Had another incident with George Russell, and then he just couldn't get back up into points. Lando went from starting 18th, I believe, yeah, 18th, up into points, so that's pretty good. Williams, George. I guess Russell gets it. They both had pretty shit weekends, huh? Haas. No one gets it for Haas. I'm not doing it. I'm not. Schumacher, DNF. And then Mazepin was lapped 3 times. How can I say Mazepin did better when he got lapped literally 3 times? Like, yeah, he was up doing well for a bit. But that's because of incidents for other people. I just don't feel like I can say someone who got lapped 3 times did well. Like, so yeah. As always, thanks so much for watching, and if you made it this far, you're a real one. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any other content. If you did not like the video, but you do like me, thank you. Also give me a little subscribe because you can see other content I make, and maybe you'll like the next video. And if you are not already subscribed to my Twitch, why? Why not? You can see my full reactions, not just highlights from it, to the Grand Prix, as well as predictions that I make for the Grand Prix before they happen, and just some gaming content. If you want to see me be pretty good at some video games and pretty trash at other video games, give it a little follow. Twitch.tv/AuthenticallyAnais. It will be in the description below. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you guys next time. Bye!